Hello everyone and good afternoon. Welcome to the first broadcast of 2020, the Reading Rockets against the Westminster Warriors here at the Rivermead Leisure Complex. And if you've just joined us, thank you for tuning in to the Basketball England YouTube channel where we are streaming this game. NBL Live, brought to you by Dynamic, SportServe and Wilson. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And of course, keep those comments coming, or hopefully we'll start a nice conversation at some point during the game. And the talk of yesterday, there was no doubt about it, the Solent Kestrels beating the London Lions 92-82 in what some people consider an upset. I don't personally believe it really was an upset. Solent without Elliot Sentence and going with a majority of players that were from the junior ranks, but still they were able to defeat the reigning BBL champions.
No, you've already upset enough people on Twitter with this overnight. No, but I totally agree. I think if you have followed much of the NBL in the last at least 2 seasons, but realistically with Solent, right, in the last kind of 30 years, you'll know that they're a very, very good club, very, very strong culture. I remember playing them as juniors. They still play the same way now, tough, disciplined. So I think when the draw came out, most NBL fans would have thought they've got a real shot against the London Lions, even though, London Lions leading the BBL. But I don't think it's an upset, yes, because of, the teams are a division apart. Talent-wise, these teams are not worlds apart. And the level, I've said it on Twitter overnight, the level of prep that Matt Guyman does with his guys, it's unsurprising that they were really well prepared for the London Lions. Absolutely,
and Solent playing today as well against the Essex and Hearts Leopards at the Brentwood Centre, and of course Worthing Thunder playing in Manchester against the Giants in the other BBL trophy game to feature an NBL Division 1 team.
Yeah, another one. I don't want to call it too early and say we might have another upset on our hands. Maybe
it's going to be. I feel it's going to be a very close game. Manchester, a very improving side. They've taken a few teams very close, and Worthing Thunder, of course, if they're on form, if Alex Awumi, Cameron Hildreth, Zaire Taylor are all on form, amongst their other players as well, they could really cause Manchester some problems.
Yeah, I mean, let's be serious. They've got probably the best junior in the country in Cameron Hildreth. As you said, Zaire Taylor, former player of the year. Alex Awumi, not shy of putting up some points and quickly. So, yeah, I think I completely agree with you that that will be another tough game and a really good showing for the NBL.
And last night, Mark, 4 games in the NBL. Loughborough defeating Nottingham Hoods 96-84. Leicester Warriors coming up short against the Derby Trailblazers. Derby coming up with an 86-69 win there. Barking Abbey defeating the Essex Leopards 82-74. And Hemel coming away with a 94-85 win over struggling Liverpool. But Liverpool really pulling another team close. They've done it a few times this season. But 4 games on tap last night and some interesting scorelines and performances.
Yes, I make that probably Barking Abbey's first win of the year, so good for them to get a notch in the W column. Derby actually, who played here a few weeks ago, and you may have seen the comments from Alan Keane, he was livid with his team's performance and was pretty much disgusted. But the Derby Trailblazers are another very good team. Some good talent in some of their EABL guys, and then they've got some veterans that are working too. So it's really interesting, isn't it? The teams behind Solent in the kind of top half of the table are all very, very competitive.
So very close to tip off here in Berkshire at the Rivermead Leisure Centre. Matt Johnson, who usually is here, one of the academy coaches or the academy director of the John Majeski Academy. He's checked in on YouTube. Good to have you on board, Matthew.
Yeah, you've replaced him. So
just for today. Just for today. As it's the NBL Live, Basketball England, we've got to do that, really.
we can negotiate more in the future.
So here are the two teams for today. We start with the Reading Rockets, of course. No AJ Carr, who's out for the season with a broken hand. Juniors Sam Grant and David Obadiah also missing. However, Ashan Nadar has returned to the UK from Spain. He arrived at 2:30 this morning, so obviously he'll be extremely tired. And for the Westminster Warriors, they're also missing key players today. Nathan Ashley, Max Hufschlag, and Arif Sampala did not travel to Berkshire, but the team features promising junior players Iverson Martins and Ibrahim Ishmael, who will be slotting into the lineup alongside familiar faces Justin Hitchman, John Johnson, the player coach, and Toysin Oyalisi. Also Michael Amari, who had 24 points in the loss to Derby before Christmas, is also in the squad. Of course, next week hopefully we will be in Solent for the double-header. Solent Kestrels women against the Suffolk Pride, and then the Solent Kestrels against Worthing Thunder in what would be a rematch of last season's playoff final. However, there has been a few issues with the Solent Sports Complex main show court. There was a leak just before Christmas. They have apparently fixed it, but we need to be double sure before we can do the live stream next week. The game is definitely going ahead. It will be at the Solent Sports Complex, but we just need to make sure what court the two teams will be playing on. And of course, on the 19th of January, we'll be in the Midlands. We'll be over in Nottingham for the first time to see the Nottingham Hoods play the Leicester Warriors in what should be a fascinating encounter, Midlands derby there.
Yeah, busy few weeks for us. Really good to get to showcase some more of the NBL live games, and of course see the women too is going to be really, really good. Just so we get a few final shots here, there's Coach Alan Keane giving his last instructions to the starters. We've seen Westminster coming out onto the floor now. Yeah, going to be an interesting one, this. Stylistic. Will the kind of disciplined, well-coached Rockets come out on top, or will the high-energy, physical Westminster Warriors come out on top?
Again, the starting fives for the two teams. The Warriors, of course, on the floor right now, but for Reading, Nick Richards, Ben Dixon, Pal Mayer, Liam Davis and Matthias Bohoseo will be the starting five. Reading, of course, in their home kit of black. And for the Westminster Warriors, player coach John Johnson, Tosin Oyalisi, Philip Latte, Justin Hitchman and Michael Amare start. They are in green.
Be interesting, just as a kind of quick note, David Chive on the bench really is a lead guard. They'll go to Ben Dixon, but Ben Dixon will play sometimes the second guard rather than the lead guard, so I think they'll probably do this ball handling by committee to start with.
And Reading get the opening possession. They win the tip. Richards with the opening possession. Inside to Davis with the hook. No mistake there from Liam Davis, and Reading are off the mark.
Be good if they can establish Liam early. Nice early touch for him.
Latte's poked away from Mayo. It will stay a Westminster possession. Latte looking for options. Here's Johnson in his favourite position on the court, but he misses the jump shot. Good defence there from the Rockets. Nick Richards looking for options. Finds it in Davis. Turnaround jumper for Davis. And Liam Davis is off to a good start here for the Rockets.
Did I say Liam Davis might be one of the keys to the game?
Of course, on loan from the Bristol Flyers. Here's Hitchman. Latte puts up a three. Short. It's a battle under the basket. And Oyalisi comes up with it. He puts up a long two. And Richards gets the rebound. And Pal Mayer gets it. Mayer saw an option there. Johnson got a hand on it. Here's Davis again. Kicks it out. Three-pointer is good for Matthias Bohoseo. And the Rockets lead 7-0 after just 2 minutes here.
Rockets sitting in a zone as well now.
Johnson off the rebound, and he puts it in, and the Warriors are off the mark.
Needed that just to stop the run a little bit. Good work on the offensive boards.
Bohoseo. Here's Richards. Davis. There's multiple options at the other side. Bohoseo puts up another three. In fact, he travelled with it. As he was just setting his feet, he lifted his pivot foot there, and Westminster get possession. Rockets lead 7-2 with 8:05 remaining in the first quarter. We have slight issues with our graphics. As you can see, there's no scoreboard, so we will be constantly giving you the score as this game goes until we get our graphics up. Here is Latte. Johnson missed the pass there, and here comes Ben Dixon. Bohoseo, lovely move, and his layup is good. And a steal there. Richards, Palmea puts up a three, knocks it down. Reading on fire in the opening 3 minutes. And Coach De Souza calls a timeout. Reading lead 12-2. Poor pass there from Latte to give it to Nick Richards, who teed up Palmea for the open three. And Reading off to a brilliant start here, already 4 for 4 from the field.
Great energy from the Rockets to start with. Their senior guys really getting the job done. And as I said, I think they've done good work defensively, just disrupted Westminster. They've not really got into any sort of flow. And on the other end, they've been unconscious so far.
Liam Davis with 4 points, Bohoseo and Mayer with 3 each. And the Rockets have not missed from the field at the moment, 4 for 4. And the Warriors 1 for 5. A poor start from the visitors. And it's 11-2, in fact, for the Rockets. I think that last basket was adjudged to be a 2-pointer instead.
May have been a toe on the line again, just as we kind of get a few shots of both teams. Alan Keane will probably be thinking, how does he keep this energy up now? Westminster will probably need to draw something up to get them an easy score. Haven't seen a lot yet from Jonathan Johnson. Good to see him. I think he has their only points of the evening, but it'd be good to see him get a few more touches.
Yeah, John Johnson, who currently averages 18 points a game. He's one of the leading foul shooters in the league as well. Yet to impose his presence, but the game is early, 7:34 remaining in this first quarter. Reading with a slight press here. Here's Michael Amari, and Justin Hitchman gets it. Here is Johnson, and Hitchman finds a bit of room. Amari, 24 points in their last game. Hitchman for three is short, and Hitchman gets it. And Latte will easily get the two. There was a bit of a mix-up, breakdown in communication there for the Rockets, getting that loose ball. Richards. Reading passing the ball nicely around the perimeter. Here's Mayer.
Shot clock under 10.
And yeah, shot clock is down to 6. Got to put up something. Here is Bohoseo as the shot clock winds down. Shot was blocked by Olelisi, but the referee adjudged that to be a foul. And Matthias Bohoseo will go to the line for 2 shots. First season with Reading, the number 15. The 6'5" forward from Spain has made quite an impact here in his first season in England.
Yeah, he's a really interesting one because he's a bit of a tweener, can guard guards, can guard bigs. Makes him, in the NBL Division 1, very, very useful. I think he's been challenged recently by Alan Keane to give more energy on the offensive glass, rebound a bit more. So we'll see how he gets on with that today.
Of course, a number of you just wondering what's going on with the scoreboard. We are having slight issues with our graphics card. It's Reading 13, Westminster 4. As Ben Dixon knocks it away from John Johnson's hands. 6:33 remaining in the first quarter. We will be relentlessly giving you the scoreboard, the score as the game goes. Here is Amari. Shot clock down to 6. Oyalisi misses the 2. Nick Richards with the rebound. Richards has it stripped by Amari, and Amari down the other end lays it in. Nice play there from Michael Amari at both ends. And the Warriors now, you feel, just settling in to this game. Here's Mayer. Nice pass from Mayer inside. And Boho Seo with the finish. John Johnson battles his way to the hoop, and he banks it in. Both teams really playing a fast-paced tempo. Mayer inside. Dixon for 3, short.
I think this tempo will suit Westminster more than it will suit Reading. See, when it gets a little bit disjointed, Westminster seem to do better with that rather than the kind of control play that Reading's known for.
And we did say rather jokingly before the game that we expect a fast-paced game, judged by just how cold it is inside here. It is bitterly cold out there today. There was slight bits of frost outside the Rivermead Leisure Complex, and it is just a little bit chilly in here, but the players no doubt are not feeling it at the moment. They're just warming up, it feels.
Yeah, I hope they're not feeling it as much as you and I are, because it's cold.
We are right by one of the fire doors here at the Rivermead Leisure Complex, where the door has been open for the majority of the day, and yeah, it's pretty cold. Davis inside for the easy dunk. Nice pass to tee up Davis, who now moves on to 6 points. And the Rockets lead 17-9 with 5:18 remaining. Latte going inside. Nice layup from Latte. Unlucky with the layup. Richards comes up with the rebound. Dixon. Davis slowing it down. Kicks it out. Mayer for 3. In and out. And Amari with the rebound. Amari easily goes in for 2. Pal Mayer got out of the way just as Amari was going for the layup. It was an easy 2 for him. And a turnover there. Richards couldn't hold onto the ball, and it's a Westminster possession.
Yes, I think I said it a minute ago, the more the game goes like this, I think it will suit Westminster. We'll see how they get on, though, as the quarter continues. As you say, Rockets leading 17-11, 4:46 to go.
Justin Hitchman with the pass to Amari, but Richards deflected it out of bounds. And Westminster, albeit slowly, are settling into this game, you feel now, as Amari's on the ball. Amari driving at Dixon, going all the way, and he'll go to the line for 2. Michael Amari with an attacking presence, really settling into this game at the moment.
I think you'll see there evidence as well of what I said about the Rockets' interior defence. He makes one move, walks in between Boho and Liam Davis, and goes to the rim relatively untouched, and then they foul him too late. So that's the type of interior defence I was talking about, where I think Rockets are a little bit weaker.
And the last field goal that he got, Pal Mayer was under the basket, and he actually stepped away as Amari was going for the layup. And Amari to the line for 2 shots. Doesn't make them both. Olelisi battling inside, but he misses the tip. Here is Boho. Dixon inside to Davis. They've gone to Davis quite a lot in the post. Here is Boho inside with the floater off the glass. No good. Gets his own rebound, and he will go to the line for his 3rd and 4th trip as he was fouled.
Penn Dixon, very unhappy, makes a cut, gets tripped up, missed. Matthias Boho stays with it on the offensive end and gets his reward with a foul.
Philip Latte will come out of the game. Guy Rundle will make his first appearance of the day in his 5th season with the Warriors, the Westminster number 5. Actually lived in the USA for 6 years before coming back to play here in England. And as we said at the start of the game as well, Mark, obviously Reading quite short-handed today. It will be interesting to see what the rotation is like. Westminster, they can frequently rotate as and when they have. They've got practically a full squad, albeit with some injuries, but a long, a long bench, longer than Reading's at the moment.
Yeah, and Alan Keane is never too concerned with playing his academy guys. He plays them a lot, so it will, especially later in the game, might have a significant impact.
Hitchman inside, and his 2 is good. And the Rockets now lead by 5, 19-14. 3:50 remaining in this first quarter. Richards, who still has yet to get off the mark. Palmeyer for 3, and it's good. Palmeyer from downtown. Dished out a team-high 6 assists in their win before Christmas against the Hemel Storm. Nice play there from Amari, but his acrobatic layup is way off. Nice pass inside, Richards off the glass, and Richards is off the mark.
Love to see Nick Richards get out in transition. I think he's hard to stop when he gets out on the run like that.
Absolutely one of the quickest guards in the NBL Division 1. He's caused a lot of teams a lot of trouble. 31 points in their game against Hemel Storm. Guy Rundle, Palmeyer almost stole it off him. Amari. Johnson puts up a long 2, and it's long. Rundle comes up with the offensive rebound. Olelisi just about gets it at the second attempt. Shot clock is down to 6. John Johnson with it. Kicks it out. Amari, shot clock down to 3. And Amari looks like he's going to go to the line for 2.
I think it might have been off the ball, that last one. Thought it might have been on Liam Davis at first, but I think it was on the rebound.
Well, I thought it was on Davis as well. As Ben Dixon comes out, and Ed Potter in his second spell with Reading, number 8, comes in.
David Chive has also come in there, John, number 10.
Hitchman with the short hook is no good. John Johnson comes up with it. Hitchman lost the ball. Very scrappy under the basket there, and it comes off, I think comes off Richard last. No, it doesn't. It came off Olelisi last, as Richards was patting it off the, I think off one of his body parts. I think it was off his knee.
I think he may have been laying on the line as the ball came back and hit him. Not much of a choice in that one. Reading
leading 24-14. You feel it's getting a bit scrappy here to start the year. Of course, it's the first game back for most of the NBL Division 1 teams. .210 remaining in this first quarter. Reading lead 24-14. Of course, next week, hopefully, we'll be in Solent to bring you a double-header as the Solent Kestrels women take on Southwark Pride. As the shot clock buzzer goes off, David Chive didn't realise that the shot clock was going down, and it'll be a Westminster possession. And just to carry on as well, the Solent Kestrels men will take on Worthing Thunder. However, there has been issues over the Christmas period with the main show floor at Solent, so we will let you know in due course if that game will be streamed live, as Amari way off with his 3-point attempt, and it's a Reading possession. 1:47 remaining in this first quarter. Here's Richards.
Like to see Reading go back to Davis if they can.
And they do. Here is Davis. Turns his man, kicks it out, wild pass, and Chive couldn't reach that. It's going to be a Westminster possession.
Bit more patience there from Liam, can take his time. Maybe one dribble, have a little look, wanted to force it. I understand why, he's had a good start to the game.
And David Chive, one of the energy players you feel for the Rockets, and something that I thought was quite interesting when he actually arrived. He helped the Volunteers actually set up the venue, which I thought was quite nice. One of the players helping out the hard-working Volunteers here at Reading, setting up the floor, and here he is on the court at the moment. Olelisi for a long 2, and it's good. Tosin Olelisi with his first score of the day. And here is Chive on the ball. Davis kicks it out. 3-pointer short there. On the follow was Potter. It was Ashen Nadar who's into the game for the first time with the 3-pointer. Nick Richards steals it off Amari. And Nick Richards going all the way, and his layup is no good. Thought about it. John Johnson, who lost the handle. Nick Richards comes up with it again. And Nick Richards travelled with it. Referee Nadine Dudley in good position there to call the travel.
Alan Keane will love that. He's challenged Nick all year round to be, you know, the best, if not one of the best defensive players in the NBL. He's certainly got that in him. He's quick, reads the game well, but I wonder if Alan's got the most out of him yet.
That's the 4th turnover for the Westminster Warriors, or for the Reading Rockets, sorry. That was actually the 7th turnover for the Rockets, 4 for the Warriors, as Kai Walker into the game for the first time misses the layup. Here's Boho. Nice pass to find Nadar, and he scores. Beautiful feed from Boho Sayo to find Nadar.
Yeah, as I said, I think you'll see Asher play good minutes. Good kid, under 19, EABL guy, John Bodesi Academy.
Amari, as the shot clock winds down and the quarter winds down, and that's the end of the first quarter here in Reading, where the Reading Rockets lead the Westminster Warriors 26-16. Matthias Boho Sayo leading the Rockets with 11 points, leading all scorers with 11. Michael Amari with 6 to lead Westminster. It's been a very scrappy first quarter, there's no mistaking that. However, it's playing into Reading's favour at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's played out pretty much how we thought it would go, John, in that the periods of good play by Reading seem to be capitalising, and the scrappy bits, Westminster have done okay, but just haven't scored as much as Reading out of the breakdown. So, 10-point lead seems fairly reasonable. I think this is where it gets interesting, doesn't it? Do Reading extend their lead here? Can they keep operating at a good level and extend it, or do Westminster bring some energy and get back into it?
Absolutely, and both coaches, no doubt, will probably be telling their guys as well to look after the basketball. There's been a lot of turnovers thus far. Reading have 6 turnovers, Westminster have 4. So, obviously the scrappiness has forced those turnovers. So, obviously, both coaches will look to keep those down in the second quarter. Yeah,
it's funny you bring it up, actually, because I thought both teams do turn the ball over a fair amount. Westminster turn it over 18 times a game, Reading 15 and a half. Maybe Alan Keane saying that now, having a quick word on the amount of turnovers that are happening. But like I said, both teams fairly turnover prone. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, interesting to know what Alan's saying at the moment, what he wants to see in the second quarter.
Of course, you can see Alan Keane there on the screen, just giving the last-minute instructions to his team before we start the second quarter, as the Rockets lead 26-16 over the visiting Westminster Warriors. There's Kai Walker, the number 14 on your screen now. Referee's just having a last-second discussion before we start this second quarter. Of course, if you've just joined us on YouTube, welcome. You're watching the Reading Rockets and the Westminster Warriors exclusively here on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Of course, we are having a few issues with the scoreboard at the moment. The comments are still coming with the scoreboard. We are having a few issues with our graphics. The Reading Rockets lead 26-16 in the early stages of this second quarter. We will keep telling you what the score is as the game progresses. Hopefully we will get the graphics to come on at some stage. Guy Rundle inbounding the ball. Here's Hitchman. Hitchman going it alone off the glass is good. Justin Hitchman with a wild shot, but it went in. Here's Richards. Boho Sayo looking for options, finds Chive. Chive with the floater, no good. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson finding a bit of room, finds Amari inside, blocked by Soho. And whistle has gone. I think that's on Guy Rundle, yes. That's Guy Rundle's first foul of the day. Here is Chai for the Rockets. Rockets lead 26-18. Nadar. Potter. Nadar's driving inside, created a bit of room off the glass, is good. And the Rockets restore their double-digit advantage at 28-18. Hitchman, Potter got the steal and actually got possession. It came off Hitchman, who is feeling the effects of that. He's just gone down.
Taking that right in the chest as Ed Potter throws it back. Got a question from one of our other co-commentators, mate, Nick Whitfield, saying about the impact of AJ, and we discussed it a little bit pre-game. AJ Carr, broken hand, he's back in the US, will not feature for the rest of the season. Massive loss, as I said. I think it's going to be between Matthias, Boho and Liam Davis to make up the gap that AJ leaves.
Good to have Nick Whitfield watching us live here today as Ed Potter glides in for two. Amari finds a bit of room himself off the glass, and that's good at the other end. Westminster really quick to find a gap inside and making no mistake about it. Chai for three is good. It's a case of anything you can do, we can do better at the moment.
Gutsy shot from David Chive.
Very early in the shot clock, but Chive made no mistake. One of the energy players off the bench, averaging 17 points for the John Majeski Academy. Kai Walker finding a bit of room, but he slows it down. Shot clock winding down, it's down to one. Rundle puts up a wild shot, and it's going to be a shot clock violation. And John Johnson just shouting at Kai Walker there, the number 14. You could have taken that jump shot. You were wide open. But he instead decided to kick it back out, and as a result, it's a turnover.
Yeah, and Westminster won't want too many of those and giving the ball straight back to Reading after they've hit a three in transition. Now have time to set up.
Richards. Boho Seo. Potter went through his legs, and Richards has fouled Amari.
Really smart foul from Nick Richards there. Westminster out on the break. He just closes the gap, fouls quickly. Smart foul.
I don't even think he was looking to foul, to be honest. I think he was legitimately looking to steal the ball there, but
possibly.
Amari just a bit too quick, and a foul was called.
Rockets continue trapping here.
Johnson inside, partially blocked from Potter, but Johnson got it at the second attempt. A few of the Reading players were calling for a travel. Chive. Boho Seo inside, and it did come off Michael Amari last. It will stay a Reading possession. 6:39 remaining, and the Rockets lead 33-22. As you saw a quick shot of the crowd here at Rivermead. Great crowd here today. There usually is. They do come out in force to watch the Reading Rockets play. Here's Richards. Pull-up jumper for Richards. Been a bit quiet on the scoring front.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Nick sometimes has those kind of days where he's a little bit quieter but can score in bunches. He'll get a couple on the break, then hit a three, and then all of a sudden his low tally builds up. Reading will stay in this press between Chive, Richards and Ndar.
Amari. Thought about the three, but good pressing there from Richards. Here's Hitchman. Hitchman lost the ball. Amari with the shot clock winding down. Off the glass is good as the shot clock was just about to expire. Michael Amari for two.
Great finish from Michael Amari.
Amari now moves on to 8 points. Boho Seo finds some room, blocked by Hitchman. as Boho Sale was going in for the dunk. Amari inside, loses the ball, but a foul has been called. Huge block there from Hitchman. And Pal Mayer and Liam Davis about to check in again to the game as Asher Nadar and Matthias Boho Sale will take a seat.
Quick question from YouTube. Are the club looking to replace AJ? Now, I don't know too much about this topic, but I think there's some ongoing discussions about who may come in and if they will replace him. So I haven't heard of any names yet and haven't had a chance to catch up with Coach Keane like we normally would. So can't give you a very good answer, but I know there are discussions about replacing AJ soon.
Be hard to replace AJ Carr though, but as Chive goes to the basket, here is Richards, kicks it out. Richards gets it back, puts up a three, and he banks it home. Very acute angle, but Richards made no mistake about it. That's his first three of the game. As Amari drives his way inside and scores for two, and a timeout has been called for the Rockets. And we speak about replacing AJ Carr. I think Reading, no doubt, will be looking to replace AJ Carr, but it'll be very hard to get a new import in, especially with the month that we're in January. A lot of players, it'll be hard to replace an import for an import. So maybe the best option would be to get a European import in, or even a homegrown talent just to fill in the minutes.
You're looking for specifics here from me, John. And I'm not going to tell.
I'm trying to dig.
And I'm not going to tell you. But if I said that the option of a UK-based player replacing AJ had been discussed, that's all I'm giving you.
Of course, though, we don't know the answers, really, we don't. But to everyone watching us on YouTube, welcome. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And keep the comments coming. We love to start debates, questions. Keep them coming. Of course, we are having slight issues with our scoreboard, but the Reading Rockets lead 36-28 with 5:10 remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, the way the first ended is sort of how the first 5 minutes of the second has gone. Still a little bit disjointed. No kind of real anyone putting their foot on this game yet. So be interesting. Next 5 minutes, see who can go into the half with on the up.
5:10 remaining in the second quarter. Reading lead 36-28 over the visiting Westminster Warriors. David Chive. Mayer looking for options, finds it in Richards, who nearly stepped out of bounds. Richards going all the way, and on the follow was Davis. I think that might have been going in, but Davis making double sure it did.
Yeah, good work on the boards by Liam Davis. When you want a guy to rebound, you're not going to criticise him for taking one that may have been in the cylinder at the time.
John Johnson off the glass, but he'll go to the line for two. Quick foul there. And the referee's just conferring there what was going on as you see the Westminster bench. Of course, a few players missing today. Nathan Ashley, Max Hufschlag, the German forward, he's not playing, and Arif Sempala isn't playing. Also not playing is Afrasab Khalil, who is on the bench but has not suited up. The Westminster local youngster, a very quick guard actually, can shoot the three very well. Big loss for the Warriors. John Johnson, who's an 85% foul shooter, makes the first. 4:28 remaining in the second quarter. And the Warriors cut the lead to 8, 38-30. Davis at the top of the key. Chive. Chive looking for Davis, finds him. There was a mismatch there in the post, but Davis kicked it back out. Shot clock winding down. Got to put up something. Richards and the shot clock, but it's in and out. Davis with the offensive rebound, and he puts it in at the second attempt.
Love what I'm seeing from Liam Davis at the moment. Been on the board, he's scoring. Exactly what they needed in this game against Westminster.
Davis now 5 for 5 from the field. He has 10 points to go with 3 rebounds. And Liam Davis has now committed the foul. He was holding there. It's his, I think that's his second foul. No, check that. In fact, it is his second foul, sorry. As Guy Rundle comes out and Michael Amari comes back in. Johnson. Amari. Amari on the turn, and he scores. Beautifully done there from Michael Amari. Richards. Davis feeling it, but he's got his first miss of the day from downtown. Here is Kai Walker. Amari finds some room inside, and his layup is strong. Gets his own rebound, though, under the basket. Wow. And he scores under pressure there from Liam Davis. Michael Amari now really finding his rhythm. He now moves on to 16 points to lead all scorers. Richards. Palmeo thought about the 3 instead, does put up the 3, but it's way off. And it will be a Westminster possession. Reading Rockets lead 40 to 34 with 2:44 remaining. Philip Latte onto the ball, he's into the game. John Johnson just about went over the timeline. 3 for Amari is short. Hitchman got the rebound but was out-battled by Matthias Bohoseo. Open 3 for Dixon, and he puts it in. Ben Dixon, the Australian from downtown. Latte looking for options. Thought about the 2, instead finds Amari inside. Johnson on the turnaround. Long. Oyalisi with the offensive rebound. And a whistle has gone. .156 remaining in the second quarter. And I think Palmeiras actually stepped over the line. There'll be a Westminster possession now. .156 remaining, Reading leading 43-34. And quite a rare mistake you see in basketball these days, as Amari makes no mistake at the second attempt. Palmeiras, his mistake proved costly, and Richards inside. Davis with the throwdown out of nowhere. Nick Richards threw it up, and Davis with the exclamation mark there. 1:30 remaining in this second quarter. Amari. Oyalisi's pass is way off, and here's Palmeiras for the Rockets. Dixon for 3. No good. And Amari with the rebound. As we come close to the final minute of this second quarter. And another turnover there, but it came off the foot last of Liam Davis, and Westminster will keep possession. .106 remaining in the half. Hitchman. Hitchman inside, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Just bullies his way in, and it seems as though Reading just can't quite break this one open. Westminster hanging around, and again, don't want to say I called it at the beginning of the broadcast, John, but it's that inside, isn't that physicality? They just seem to always get to the rim, seem to be able to get to the free throw line. It just means that Reading can't quite get away from the Westminster Warriors.
And as we end the first half, we're into the final minute of the second quarter. Both teams have now, you feel, settled into the game and have kept the turnovers down like we were talking about at the end of the first quarter. But as you said, the Warriors are hanging around. They're not letting Reading go away and, you know, outrun them. They are really staying in contention here.
No, they've had chances, Reading, but Westminster doing a great job of just hanging around.
Dixon could have gone for the layup, instead was blocked by Orlisi inside. Richards, easy finish. John Johnson was watching the other side, but failing to see that Nick Richards came along the back door, and he easily put it in. Final 30 seconds of this second quarter. Amari, and a steal there from Palmeyer, and Palmeyer with the easy dunk, made up for that turnover a minute or so ago, and Nick Richards with his 4th steal of the game. And now Reading can hold for the final possession of the second quarter. Palmeyer, Chive, shot clock winding down, David Chive for 3. And that brings an end to the second quarter and the half here at the Rivermead Leisure Complex, where the Reading Rockets lead the Westminster Warriors 52-37. Nick Richards with his 4th steal of the game, teeing up David Chive for 3. He now moves on to 6 points. Matthias Bohoseo leading the Rockets with 11 points. Michael Amari leading the Westminster Warriors with 18. And it's the Rockets who lead 52-37 here at the half at the Rivermead Leisure Complex. And as we enter the halftime, we have Mark, who is standing by with Coach Alan Keane of the Reading Rockets.
Alan, good first half, but couldn't quite get away from the Westminster Warriors.
Yeah, not a bad first half, you know. First game back for both teams. I think we're both showing the effect of Christmas, unfortunately. But, you know, shooting has been an issue, I think, in this game for both teams. I think it'll be better in the second half. That's my expectation. But we've got to do a better job on the rebounds. That's, for me, the biggest area for improvement for us. The defensive boards right now. I like how we're playing on offense in terms of pace. We're missing a couple of easy ones that I think will fall in the second half. But we've got to control the boards better. That's the biggest one for me right now.
Brilliant. Alan, thanks for joining us.
So it is half-time at the Rivermead Leisure Complex, and we'll be back in approximately 10 minutes' time.
So Slam Jam, it's a new initiative by Basketball England, targeted at 7 to 11-year-olds. It's about getting the children to have fun, to link basketball with a fun experience so that we can get lifelong involvement in the sport. And it's really focused on engagement and a fun, positive first experience. So it's not so much about the skill development side of basketball. It's really just about giving people a positive first experience of basketball. They're having fun, they're with their friends. They can develop at their own pace in their own time. So it's really developing on coordination, core strength, as well as basketball skills. So there's not necessarily basketball specific games, but they've got basketballs thrown in there. So they're working on dribbling, shooting, passing in a less structured environment than like a training session. And it's just focused on fun and getting primary school age children engaged. When they come to the first Slam Jam session, they get a t-shirt which they can keep. Each primary school, they get some Slam Jam basketballs and a little goodie bag that the children can take home. And another thing, throughout the session, if we see like someone's doing really good at a certain skill or teamwork or being just nice and friendly to other people, they can get stickers. Good practice and sportsmanship, as well as being good at the skills. So I think the reason this program is different is that there's a 12-week curriculum and there's different things to work on. And obviously, as a coach, you can kind of chop and change a little bit as is appropriate for the age group that you're teaching, but it just means that everybody's getting that same fun first positive experience. Literally, we're just trying to get them to have positive experiences with basketball so that later on they can be maybe even just a supporter of the game. Go online, get in touch with Basketball England. They can also search Slam Jam for the local centres to them that run the initiative, and they can inquire and maybe even get a coach to come in and run a 12-week session.
Games of this Eurobasket women.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Rivermead Leisure Complex here at the heart of Berkshire in Reading. It's the Reading Rockets against the Westminster Warriors, and the Rockets lead 52-37 as we're about to start the third quarter. Mark, you've had a quick glance at the stats. Anything that has jumped out of you, or jumped out for you, actually, may I say?
Yeah, first half kind of a little bit expected, as we thought. A lot of scoring from Michael Amari. He's really doing the damage for Westminster. A bit more balance for Reading. Liam Davis was strong early, Matthias Boho also. They've got 12 and 11 respectively. So, yeah, quite nicely poised. Reading just went out on a little run towards the end of the second quarter. They now lead by 15, so we will see where this goes. Alan Keane, we managed to catch him at half-time. Still unhappy with Rockets rebounding. I completely expected that. Westminster doing a good job on the offensive board. So, yeah, still a lot of game in this one, I think.
And the Rockets shooting 58% from the field as opposed to Westminster, who are shooting on 40%. That's a big factor as well. So Westminster, even though they've been getting offensive rebounds, they really haven't made their open shots tell.
No, I mean, probably close to what their season average is, I think, around that for their field goal percentage. But yeah, Reading actually shooting the ball quite well first half.
And Reading on the ball for the first possession of the third quarter. Here is Mayer. Spreading the ball around nicely around the perimeter. Mayer, open shot for three, and it's way off. And the ball goes out of bounds. It will be a Westminster possession leading, or Reading leading, excuse me, 52-37.
Am I allowed to say Mayer may have been a bit cold coming out of half-time in here?
It is still bitterly cold here in the Rivermead Leisure Complex. But the players, most importantly, are getting on with the action here and keeping us all warm. Latte with a pull-up jumper over Davis, no good. Mayer with the rebound. Davis in the post, nice pass to Mayer, kicks it back out to Davis, who puts up a three, short. And Amari gets the rebound. Amari driving to the hoop, finds a little bit of room, but his layup attempt is no good. And Mayer is fouled by Philip Latte.
Rockets had numbers. Nick Richards and Liam Davis.
That's Latte's first foul of the day. Mayer. And here's Richards. Mayer. Mayer looking for a little bit of room. Nice pass to Davis, or to Richards, and Davis finishes it off. And the Rockets are on the board in this third quarter.
Looks like Westminster might have gone to a 3-2 zone there. Wonder if they were thinking they could give Reading a different look in this second half. Maybe slow down the shooting a bit.
Amari with the offensive rebound off the miss from Latte. John Johnson. Turnaround jumper for Johnson. He loves to do that. One of his trademark shooting maneuvers.
Want to see more of that from John Johnson this second half. Hasn't done a lot of it in the first. That's Boho wide open, knocks down straight away three.
And John Johnson now moves on to 10 points. Matthias Boho Seo with 14 on the back of that three. Amari loses the ball. It'll be a Reading possession. If you've just joined us on YouTube, welcome everyone. Special thanks to our sponsors, Dynamic, Wilson and SportServe, who sponsor NBL Live, bringing you the best NBL Division 1 men and women action in the league, exclusively here on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Here is Mayer. Shot clock winding down, and a three-pointer for Dixon is way off, and Hitchman with the rebound. Here is Amari. It's 3-on-2 in favour of Reading, and Amari was fouled.
Palmer didn't agree with that one. Looked like a foul from our vantage point.
Johnson at the free throw line, goes back out to the perimeter, kicks it out to Amari. Amari slips on the floor, but still picks up his dribble. He's very close to the line there, and the ball goes out of bounds. It will be a Westminster possession. And the referee's just confirming something with the table there. I'm not sure quite what that was about, but either way, play will resume. It's a Westminster possession. John Johnson will inbound. Hitchman inside, off is no good, and the ball gets stuck on top of the basket.
Now this is a long tradition in basketball here, is how do you get this one down?
And this is a Rivermead tradition as well. So Nick Richards, they're going to get a basketball and just get the ball down.
Powell is the man to try and get it down.
First time as well. And that gets quite an ovation with the Rivermead crowd, that does. It's not often many people get that first time, but Pal Mayer was very accurate with his attempt. He's 100% from the top of the backboard. Here's Richards. Davis from the baseline, no good. Amari with the rebound. Amari now with 9 points. He has 20 points, 9 rebounds. He has 20 points as well. So he's one off a double-double. Here's Richards for the Rockets.
Watch Davis down the middle.
Davis exactly goes down the middle, kicks it out to Mayer. Richards finds a bit of room inside. Off the glass is good. Takes the contact and scores. Amari at the other end. His layup is short. And John Johnson on the follow.
You can just see Coach Alan King agonising at that one. Poor transition, missed layup, then they give up the offensive rebound, and then Westminster score.
Westminster now with 13 offensive rebounds. Davis will go to the line for 2. That's an impressive statistic, even though they trail at the moment. The Westminster Warriors have 13 offensive rebounds. As you see the crowd here at the Rivermead Leisure Complex. As Liam Davis goes to the line for 2 shots.
Your partner in crime's just tuned in, John.
Good to have Niall Gray, one of the commentators at Surrey Scorchers, on board with us today. Of course, Surrey Scorchers were playing the London City Royals earlier on this afternoon in the BBL Trophy.
Those shorts are continental, Niall. You've got to have tan thighs to wear them like that.
And Pal Mayer rocks them pretty well, in my opinion. Here's Michael Amari for the Warriors. Rockets lead 60-41 with 5:20 remaining in this third quarter. Amari driving at Bohoseo, and it goes in. Michael Amari with 22 points.
Unbelievable
with
finish.
The circus shot, no doubt about it. Mayer kicks it out to Richards. Richards at the foul line is good. Nick Richards puts it in.
He can really score in a lot of different ways, Nick Richards, is what makes him such an interesting player.
And a turnover there, and here comes Ben Dixon. They have numbers all the way. Davis with the finish off the feed from Mayer. And Davis now moves on to 17. Rockets lead 64-43.
This one just opening up a little bit now, John.
And a foul there. Nick Richards bumping on Michael Amari as he was driving to the hoop. And it will be a sideline possession to the Westminster Warriors, as Michael Amari will take a seat and Guy Rundle will come off and just talk about Michael Amari and what the contribution he's made here today.
Yeah, really good energy and good scoring. He's been pacing Westminster, so yeah, very good. You know, really good for them. Good energy, good technically too. Has some good finishes. Strong guy too. Strong finisher inside. Need to get him the ball a bit more. John Johnson needs it a bit more too. See if they can close this gap, Westminster. This is Richards.
Mayer on the ball. Liam Davis.
Back into the zone for Westminster.
Pal Mayer, shot clock winding down. It's down to 4. And it will go out of bounds. It will stay a Reading possession. And of course, we were just briefly talking about the BBL Trophy, and Worthing Thunder, an NBL Division 1 team, are in the BBL Trophy today as well. They're playing the Manchester Giants, and they're leading 68-60. Just ending the third quarter there. So it's great to see NBL clubs really giving the higher BBL teams a run for their money.
Liam Davis just beats the shot clock, all string from the baseline from the big man. Sorry, John. Yeah, absolutely. Another good showing from an NBL outfit against the BBL.
Hitchman loses the ball, and it came off, I think, yeah, it came off Hitchman's feet last. That'll be a Reading possession.
We'll have to keep updated on the Worthing Manchester Giants score.
Pal Mayer on the ball. 3:33 remaining in this third quarter. Here's Richards. Matthias Bohoseo kicks it out. Mayer for three. Way off. And it will be a Westminster possession. Reading leads 66-43. 3:20 remaining in this third quarter. And the ball comes off Dixon last. Mayer going all the way. His layup is good in transition. Another turnover there from the Warriors, and a whistle has gone. And the foul has been called on John Johnson, who fouled Nick Richards. So it will stay a Reading possession after that basket. Not quite sure what happened there. Assuming John Johnson got his foot out on Nick Richards, and Nick Richards nearly fell over, but he was tripping as he was slipping as he was going down. That's John Johnson's second foul.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, John, but something off the ball as Nick tried to defend John Johnson.
Pal Mayer. David Chive into the game. Here is Davis. And Richards, shot clock winding down again, down to 2. They've got to put up something. Mayer with the floater, gets it to go, and it counts. And the Rockets now lead 70-43, and you feel they're really running away with this now. Westminster need to find something in them to get back into this. Oyalisi, nice pass to find Hitchman, who scores.
Really nice possession for Westminster there to stop the run of Reading.
And they need a few of those as we move on to 2:20 remaining in this third quarter. Here's Chive. Richards going inside, kicks it out to Mayer. Shot clock winding down yet again. Nice pass to find Potter, but his two doesn't even hit the rim. Here's Kai Walker going all the way, and he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Haven't had a 3-point play possession in this game, but enough attempts at the foul line.
Yeah, Ed Potter on the other end there looked like he was held pretty strongly under the rim after the feed from Pal Mayer. Nothing given. Westminster go the other way with Kai Walker. He gets himself a trip to the line.
And Kai Walker, 19 years of age, the number 14 for the Warriors, was a real bright spark in their last game, a league loss to the Derby Trailblazers in the Midlands, had 7 points, 4 rebounds. But another exciting young prospect, a very young team, Westminster, and Kai Walker, just one of those players. Nick Richards going all the way, and he's going to go to the line for 2.
It's great to see guys like Kai Walker getting, first team men's basketball under their belt. It's quite a unique feature of the of NBL Division 1. See a lot of the junior talent, a lot of the EABL guys featuring for the men's team is really good to see.
As Nick Richards goes to the line for the first time tonight, he now moves on to 12 points. We mentioned juniors. Westminster also have Iverson Martins and Ibrahim Ishmael on the bench as well. And they're exciting juniors who will be ones to watch in the future. Here's Johnson. Johnson at the foul line, and his shot is short, but Oladipo on the follow puts it in.
I know I've said it a couple of times already, that will be the type of thing that infuriates Alan Keane. Again, no body on him, just walks to the rim for a rebound.
16 offensive rebounds for the Warriors. Oyalisi with his second score of the game. He moves on to 4. And a steal there from Richards off a poor pass from Guy Rundle. Chive.
Nick Richards' 5th steal of the game, John.
Chive, and Pal Mayer was open there. Shot clock winding down. Pass finds Potter. Good defense, though, from the Warriors. 4 Warriors players on him. And a travel has been called. It's a turnover. It'll be a Westminster Warriors possession. In fact, I think Ed Potter ran out of room. He was out of bounds. Final minute of this third quarter. And the Reading Rockets lead 72-49. Oyelisi finds Rundle. And Rundle was fouled there by David Shive, who had his arms all over Guy Rundle.
It's Asher and Dar coming back into the game. John gave good minutes in the first half. One of those guys who got in from the Valencia Basket Cup tournament in Spain at the very early hours of the morning.
Oyelisi feeling it now. He's got his back-to-back buckets. He moves on to 6. Final 30 seconds of this third quarter. And Nadar in for Palmea, who will take a short breather. Here's Davis. Nadar for 3, short. And Hitchman gets the rebound, and Westminster can hold for the last shot, but Hitchman going all the way. He's going to go to the foul line. So the Rockets will get the final possession of this third quarter with 7.6 seconds to go. And Hitchman goes to the line for 2 shots. Actually played with Tosin Oyelisi with the Leopards for 2 seasons, averaging 18 points a game. He's one of the leaders in scoring for the Warriors at the line for 2 shots. Makes the first.
Yeah, a little bit of a slower evening for Hitchman tonight, but I guess Michael Amari's been making up for that. He's been scoring well for Westminster.
Absolutely, Amari with 22 points leading the scoring for the Warriors. And Reading will get the last possession. No, Tosin Oyelisi steals it off him, puts up a 3. And it's short, and Potter gets the rebound, and that brings an end to the third quarter here at the Rivermead Leisure Complex. And I think that's Asher Nadar on the floor there, just holding, I think he's holding his hamstring.
Yeah,
or his ankle, actually. He's holding his ankle.
He was the one who turned the ball over just at the end of the quarter. It got crowded out by a couple of Westminster Warrior players. I don't know if this... I took my eye off it as soon as I saw the ball go loose. I followed the ball rather than keeping an eye on Asher. He looks to be in a great deal of pain though on the floor. You don't like to see that.
No, you don't. Asher Nadar, who, as you mentioned, Mark, was one of the players who was playing for the John Majeski Academy in Valencia at the Valencia Basket Cup. They've actually won the Valencia Basket Cup, as Julie Grant on YouTube has informed us. Great to have, great congratulations, to the John Majeski Academy, as Asher Nadar will go to the physio's bench. He was limping off. The physio had to help him off.
Yeah, you worry as well when you see a player like that with head in hands. You think that perhaps that's an injury that he's felt before and knows exactly what's happening, and that sort of concerns you because they will know the gravity of that injury.
Absolutely. He was one of the players, as you say, who arrived early on this morning. He arrived at 2:30 this morning, and here he is on the court playing for the Rockets. And as we begin the fourth quarter, just to let you know that Worthing Thunder leads 73-64 against the Manchester Giants in the BBL Trophy. Alex Awumi with 19 points. Cameron Hildreth has 14 points and 9 rebounds, nearing a double-double. And as you mentioned, one of the top juniors in the country, really proving himself against BBL opposition.
Yeah, great to see. I want to see this one play out a little bit before you and I talk about what's an upset and what isn't. We'll see where the game goes there. But yeah, Cameron Hildreth very good. Alex Wimmy, who we mentioned pre-game here, that if those guys get going, they're going to be a tough team to beat at any level in the UK. So yeah, not surprised to see that scoreline, should I say.
And hopefully we might see the Worthing Thunder in action next week, albeit the Solent Sports Complex floor is back up to scratch for us to stream the game. Oyelisi, wide open 3, makes no mistake about it. Tosin Oyelisi from downtown. That's his first 3 of the game.
Westminster got the energy up a bit here, John. It was a 27-point lead at one point. It's now back under 20. So they'll feel happy that they might be back in this one.
Westminster have never led in this game. Rockets have led throughout. Shot clock winding down. Richards got to do something. Mayer, shot clock violation. Pal Mayer couldn't get the shot off. Nick Richards automatically putting his hand up. He did have a chance to put the shot up, but instead decided to drive to the hoop. That's uncharacteristic of Nick Richards to get that kind of possession as the shot clock was winding down.
Yeah, I'd like to see Ben Dixon come back in the game. I think that Reading have had more positive minutes with Ben Dixon on the floor. Great feed from David Chive.
Beautifully done from Chive, and Nick Richards with the easy finish. Great play from the Rockets, starting with David Chive. Kai Walker. And Guy Rundle. John Johnson with the turnaround jumper is good. Vintage John Johnson. We've seen that a number of times today. And Oyalisi with great hustle there, and the Warriors come up with it. Brilliant play from Toys and Oyalisi. And here's Johnson.
Reading feel like they've gone oddly flat for some reason. They no energy on loose balls, and there's another made basket.
Justin Hitchman from downtown. Sorry, Mark, but what a play there from Justin Hitchman, and all of a sudden it's a 14-point deficit here.
Exactly what we talked about. They just won't go away, Westminster. They're scrappy, and they do a good job. So, again, unsurprising.
Davis inside to Potter on the turnaround. No good. Walker the rebound. And another stop there for the Warriors. And you can sense that they're growing in confidence here, and a foul has been called. I think that's on Davis. And that'll be, I think, Liam Davis's third foul.
Looks like they're holding up a four.
There's fourth fouls on Liam Davis. That's a big foul there, as Westminster are getting their way back into this game. Here's Guy Rundle. Johnson, shot clock down to 8. Johnson all the way, puts it in, and the foul. You can see how much that meant to the player coach of the Warriors, who will go to the line for a three-point play. First and one possession of this game, and it goes the way of John Johnson and the Westminster Warriors.
Just as we see Alan Keane in a discussion with the table there, he'll be looking for some answers. He looks to have lost Asher and Dar now, so 7-man rotation for him.
And we spoke about that 7-man rotation possibly at the start of the broadcast as well, how a number of the juniors have arrived early on this morning, Asher Nadar being one of them. Now, obviously, he's on the physio's bench. Doesn't look like he's going to return.
No, Liam Davis with 4 fouls as well early in this 4, so really he's down to 6 guys. And a surging Westminster team, so he's got his work cut out for him now. Absolutely.
The gap is 11 points on the back of that 3-point play from John Johnson. And what a start the Warriors have made to this final quarter. What would Alan Keane be telling his guys, you feel, in this timeout?
I think they've got to find some execution from here. Westminster start to pick up the pressure a little bit, and I can't remember a really good piece of offense from Reading in the first kind of 2 minutes and kind of 20 seconds already from here. So in this fourth, so he really needs to find a way to get his guys calmed down again, getting back to making shots and stop Westminster on the glass to slow them down.
And Westminster's shooting percentage just going up slightly. They're at 44% compared to Reading at 55%. But definitely Westminster on a surge here, and that was a good timeout to use from Alan Keane. But how much of an effect will it have as we enter the final 7 minutes and 39 seconds left in this final quarter? Reading lead 74-63. Their biggest lead was 27 points, and Westminster have it down to 11.
More extended pressure from Westminster, so they're sticking with what they've got, staying with the zone. Bit of three-quarter pressure into a zone.
Matthias Bohoseo stripped. Guy Rundle comes up with it. Guy Rundle going all the way, and it's stripped by Potter. And Potter now can come up with the ball. It's 3-on-3. And Richards will slow it down. David Chive. Chive driving to the hoop. Mayer, Richards, they're passing the ball nicely. Bohoseo turns it over. Oyalisi comes up with it. Hitchman. And Warriors will slow it down. Here is Hitchman going all the way. He's going to go to the line for 2. And the Warriors getting Reading into foul trouble. That's 3 team fouls. And still 6 minutes, well over 6 minutes of this game still to play.
I think you can see a discussion going on between the referee and one of the officials and Alan Keane here, because there's been 3 possessions in a row where there's been a load of contact and nothing called, and then 3 possessions down this end where there's been 3 fouls called for Westminster. I imagine he's probably talking about that, but this is what happens, John. You know, when you're the aggressor in the game, it tends to be that you get those types of calls. So Reading still have to find a way to come out of this. There's going to be another shot here. Someone's in early. It's Nick Richards who's in early on that one.
Well, this is the Warriors' 16th and 17th trip to the foul line in this game. Rockets have only been to the line 8 times thus far. Hitchman misses the second. Oyalisi with the offensive rebound, but his layup is no good. And it will be a Reading possession, much to the delight of the Reading fans, as David Shive brings the ball up for the Rockets. You feel that if Rockets score, they need to just calm it down, as Bohoseo puts up a 3 and scores.
Huge shot there from Matthias
Absolutely,
Bohoseo.
and you feel that's a shot that might calm things down just a little bit for the Rockets.
I think they've had that shot as well. The last 3-4 possessions, I think they've turned down good shots, or trying to get great shots, but it's not led to anything positive. So well done to Matthias for taking that one.
A lot of confidence from the Spaniard to actually put that shot up.
And yeah, as you say, maybe that will settle them a little bit, but it's really on the defensive end where they're struggling to get a stop against Westminster at the moment.
Westminster lead this 4th quarter 11-5. And a blocking foul on Potter as Hitchman was going to the hoop. That's another team foul. And the Warriors yet to commit a foul in this 4th quarter as well. That could play a huge advantage if this game gets any closer.
Thought Ed Potter had taken that one well there, but adjudged to be a block. And as you say, that'll be the 4th team foul. No fouls on the board for Westminster.
Reading leads 77-63 with 6:21 remaining in this 4th quarter. Rundle, poor inbound, but he gets it back. Oyalisi kicks it out. Hitchman for 3. It rattled around, but it's no good. There's a battle under the basket. And Matthias Bohoseo has it. And Palmea will calm things down as Reading get the ball over the timeline. Chai for 3 is good. David Chai from downtown. And the Rockets lead by 17. Here's Guy Rundle with a bit of room, and he makes no mistake from the mid-range. And a whistle has gone. Matthias Bohoseo just holding his head there. I was wondering what that was. In fact, I think Matthias Bohoseo had actually stepped over the line as he inbounded it. That's the 2nd time that's happened in this game.
Yeah, unforced turnovers, that'll drive you mad.
Absolutely, that's the 2nd time. Very rare occurrence in this level of basketball, but it's happened twice already, both to the Rockets. Johnson, shot clock down to 4. Kai Walker's got to put up something. Puts up a wild shot. And Amari got the ball onto the rim, but just after the shot clock expired, there'll be a Reading possession.
Interesting that Westminster have been on the majority of their run without Michael Amari, but now back in the game.
Michael Amari leading the Westminster scoring with 22 points. And he's 1 rebound away from a double-double. Mind you, he has 6 turnovers as well.
On his way to a triple-double then.
But not the kind of triple-double you'd want to have. Yeah. And as you can see, a fantastic crowd here at the Rivermead Leisure Complex. I know we sound like a broken record when we say it, but it's always a fantastic game night experience here at the Rivermead Leisure Complex. You yourself, Mark, have been coming here for many years. You know,
should say I've played,
and you
many
have played
times
as
here
well. But you also have been a fan, as you mentioned
Yeah.
earlier on in the broadcast. You know, what does the Reading basketball community mean to these people, especially coming here to the Rivermead Leisure Complex?
Yeah, it's almost like the hub of where the community work ends up on the weekend, right? A lot of the guys are in the schools. They're coaching hundreds of kids per week, boys, girls, men, women, lots of junior teams. So this is almost like the hub of where that all comes together on the weekend.
Reading lead 82-65, 5:09 remaining in this fourth quarter. John Johnson blocked by Boho Seo. It'll be a Westminster possession. Guy Rundle to inbound. Kai Walker puts up a long three, short. And Ed Potter gets the rebound. Here's Nick Richards. Richards inside, finds Potter, off the glass, is good, and one. And Ed Potter going to the line for a three-point play, the small forward in his second spell with the Rockets. Spent last season with Division 3 side, the Swindon Shock. And Ed Potter now moves on to 4 points. And he's short with his free throw attempt. And here's Guy Rundle off the rebound from Hitchman. 4:35 remaining in the game. John Johnson on the ball. Amari inside, off the glass, is good. Michael Amari puts it in off the backboard. Here's David Chive.
At a 17-point lead here, you'd hope that Reading can manage the possessions in the last 4 minutes to see this one out, but we'll see what kind of stops they can get on the defensive end. Westminster.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of time in this game still for a run for the Warriors, and they started the fourth quarter on fire. They kind of slowed down a little bit. Reading just getting back into their groove as a timeout has been called. But you feel Reading, you feel they might have enough in them, but as said, you can't count Westminster out.
No, not at all. And Westminster have made a habit of just sticking around in this game, and that's what they're doing now. As I say, 17-point lead, 4 minutes to go. There's, probably could be managed possession-wise to get out of this one if Reading are good. They've got to keep a couple of scores on the board, and it's probably done. However, Westminster are strong on the defensive end. They seem to be able to get stops when they need them. They can get inside seemingly at will. So there's still some time, as you can see. John Johnson there, speaking to his team about what's needed in the last 4 minutes.
Of course, John Johnson's been an integral part of the Westminster Warriors side, played there as a junior. He's been with the team since the 2006-2007 season and has been with them throughout their time in Division 1 and, of course, in Division 2. He has 17 points off 50% shooting today.
And it's been the three that we called out, right? John Johnson, Hitchman and Michael Amari doing the damage for Westminster today.
John Johnson's actually played the entire game so far as well. Michael Amari. Amari putting the moves on Chive, and his floater is no good. Here comes Chive.
Smart from Tribe, as I say, they can kill this with using the clock sensibly.
Absolutely, yeah, no, definitely. Ben Dixon into the game, and here's Pal Mayer, who's also back in. Shot clock down to 4. Mayer puts up a long floater, and it goes. And the gap is now 19 points. Westminster, though, will not quit. They are a battling side. Walker puts up a three and rattles it in. Kai Walker from downtown. Palmeyer.
Going to call a carry.
And yeah, carry's called. I think as he was going to the hoop and then going away from the hoop, I think he just carried it slightly. .255 remaining in this game. Rundle. And Rundle gets it back off Hitchman. Reading double teaming Hitchman. John Johnson with the turnaround jumper way off. Palmeyer with the rebound.
Again, sensible from Reading, getting it under 10 on the shot clock.
Absolutely eating away at the clock. It's their friend at the moment. Westminster with time against them at the moment. They trail 86-70 with 2:23 remaining.
Asherandar back in the game, which is great to see, John.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was a little bit worried for a second, but he's had some treatment and seems to be okay.
No, we thought we'd lost him for the entirety of this game. It's great to see the youngster back on the floor. Here is Palmeyer. Kicks it to Davis. Davis with the hook shot, no good. On the follow, Dixon.
So Liam Davis back in as well for the last few minutes.
As we enter the final 2 minutes of this game, where Reading have led from tip to buzzer, or so far from tip to buzzer as Michael Amari lays it in.
Again, Amari just off the dribble. No trouble getting inside in these last minute and a half.
Amari now with 26 points. A Dar for three is good.
Whoever the treatment guy is, get him a pay rise.
Absolutely. 1:31 remaining and the Rockets lead 91-72. Amari. Nice footwork from Amari, and he makes no mistake inside. And here is Chive as we enter the final minute of this game. Liam Davis at the foul line, short. Amari with the rebound. He now has his double-double. Amari going all the way.
I was interested to see how Alan Keane would react to this. He's taken a timeout in a game where he's up 15 with 57 seconds to go, but that's because he will say that the level of effort on the floor is unacceptable. Michael Amari has gone to the rim 2 or 3 times in the last 45 seconds. Again, untouched. He's gone end-to-end pretty much there. Liam Davis pulls the trigger quickly at the foul line. We all knew he was going to shoot that. He absolutely wanted to shoot it, and on the other end is not on the boards or blocking shots or changing shots. So good to see. Alan Keane is going to keep coaching the Reading team into the last minute.
Absolutely, but you'd feel 91-76 Reading lead, 57.6 seconds remaining. It is a case of keeping the coaching going, keeping these players enthused about the game, even though the result really is not in doubt now.
Yeah, and I've had plenty of conversations with Coach Keane, and he won't accept it. He won't allow them to go through the motions in this last part of the game. Reading have got some guys on the floor that need to finish this one out. Barring a miracle, they should see this one out. But Westminster will keep pressing. They're not going to stop playing. So Reading need to execute a couple of scores, and this one will be done.
So 57.6 seconds remaining here at the Rivermead Leisure Complex. And a poor inbound there from Mayer. Philip Latte gets his shot blocked by Chive. Good recovery there from Chive.
not going to witness a miracle here tonight, are we, John? Something
Needless turnover, though, from Mayer on the inbound. Just passed it right to Philip Latte.
And right out of the timeout, that would be, very frustrating for Alan Keane.
Amari nearly carried it himself. Amari goes inside and scores. And then nearly another turnover again. Westminster really playing with great energy in this final minute. And it is just a case of just holding the ball now for the Rockets as they, you think, just stagger past the finish line at the moment as John Johnson fouls Mayer.
I thought they were about to wave the white flag for a minute, Westminster. They seemed to stop, but all of a sudden another double team came and it's game on again. So, like I said, I don't think they'll stop. Not in them to stop.
And Liam Davis with the foul. And while the whistle has gone, we've just gotten word that Worthing Thunder have defeated the Manchester Giants 88-84 on the road. So 2 NBL teams in the BBL Trophy quarterfinals. They will actually meet each other in the quarterfinals as well. What a result for the Thunder and for the National Basketball League.
Yeah, I've just done a fist pump into the air for that one. Just so good to see, especially when you feel, some of your hard work, John, in getting this NBL Live up and running, and we knew there was talent in this league, so to have it justified with 2 wins against BBL competition is great.
Absolutely. As we enter the final 10 seconds, congratulations to the Worthing Thunder and Pal Mayer with the exclamation mark here in Reading as he puts in a 3, and that will end the game here at the Rivermead Leisure Complex, where the Reading Rockets have defeated the Westminster Warriors 96-78. Michael Amari leading all scorers with 32 points for the Warriors. But the Rockets, short-handed as they may be, coming up with the win here today. Liam Davis and Matthias Boho-Seo with 19 points apiece to lead a balanced Rockets lineup. Mark, your final thoughts on this game? Yeah,
we said that it would be, good for Reading to have Liam Davis going early. They got him going early. Matthias has chipped in. Nick Richards with a very quiet 15 points, 10 assist evening. So he was very, very good as well. So really pleasing. Credit to Westminster as well. Good team, never said die in this one. And you can see why they can compete in most games in the NBL.
And that brings an end to our coverage here at the Rivermead Leisure Complex, where the Reading Rockets have beaten the Westminster Warriors 96-78. Of course, Reading Rockets just having their warm down, as you can see. NBL Live will next be on your screens, we hope, on January the 11th next week for a double-header at the Solent Sports Complex, provided that the show court is fit for purpose. The Solent Kestrels women will take on the Suffolk Pride, and then the Solent Kestrels men will take on the Worthing Thunder. The 2 teams that have beaten BBL opposition in the BBL Trophy will face off next Saturday in a warm-up for that quarter-final. And then on the 19th, in 2 weeks' time, we head to the Midlands to see the Nottingham Hoods take on the Leicester Warriors. And then after that, it is the National Cup Final on the 2nd of February from the University of Essex Arena in Colchester, where we will see the WNBL Cup Final and the Men's Cup Final.
Joined by Liam Davis after a 96-78 win for Reading over Westminster. Liam, good night for you. How was that?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to get back. We had 2 weeks off, about 2 weeks, so it was good to get back, get a sweat in, play with the guys again, see coach and all that. So, no, it was fun. It was great.
So, 10-point lead at halftime. Couldn't quite open it up in the first half. Why couldn't you open it up in the first?
I would like to say a bit of a rust because, again, we haven't been practicing for 2 weeks. Everybody's been on break. With the loss of AJ, we're trying to put guys in different positions. So it's a bit awkward for us right now, but we're definitely going to bounce back from that.
And speaking of AJ, back in the US, it's going to mean a bit more playing time for you, I would imagine, and a bit more load on your shoulders. How are the team going to cope without AJ?
It's going to be tough, but no, we have a bunch of resilient guys, so we're definitely going to get through it. We're guys going to have to play more minutes, like Matthias, Nick, Powell, Ben, all the older guys. But yeah, we're definitely going to get through it.
And from here, busy January at home. We're at home for most of January, I think. So what do the next couple of weeks look like?
Well, I can't wait. We've been on the road for about two months. So it's good to be back in Rivermead. It's good to be back in front of our whole crowd. And then I'm just excited for the rest of the season.
Joined by Liam Davis, player of the game. Liam, thanks for joining us, mate.
Thank you.
So as you see the young generation just shooting around on the basket, that brings an end to NBL Live here at the Rivermead Leisure Complex, to where the Reading Rockets have defeated the Westminster Warriors. My thanks to Mark Halewood. I'm John Hobbs, and we'll see you real soon. Good night.